think we're live, man. This was one of the worst Monday Night Raw episodes all year. All year. I don't want to hear it from anybody. Keith Lee makes his WWE main roster demotion official. They throw him right into a storyline with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no backstory. They tried, but they failed. It was also a night of rematches from SummerSlam. A lot of shit didn't make sense. Sasha versus Asuka again. The Profits versus Vega and her boys again. The Hurt Business looking like a bunch of geeks. I don't even know where to begin. I don't. And my God, man, the biggest talking point of this evening will be how the Limitless One was already given a limit. They limited Keith Lee. They put a cap on Keith Lee. Rey Mysterio and Dominik versus Seth and Buddy Murphy. You figured that would be saved for the pay-per-view, but what the fuck do I know? What do I know? I don't know anything. But I know one thing. I got the #1 fucking podcast in the IWC, and we're live right here from Monday Night Raw on Off the Script.
Delete this mod.
Alive with people still. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. Oh, I don't even know where to begin, man. I am, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised what we've seen tonight. In fact, I was actually anticipating it. I was anticipating a Monday Night Raw that was going to be disappointing going into Payback because there's only 7 days and WWE doesn't know what they want to do on a normal week. They just got done with SummerSlam and now they have to book an entire 3-hour pay-per-view on a Sunday that 3 weeks ago, there wasn't a pay-per-view next Sunday. They got to book 3 hours of a pay-per-view that is absolutely unnecessary. And after watching tonight's show, and after the article that I just read, and then I'm sitting here before the live stream started and I'm piecing it together and I'm texting people, this is why Monday Night Raw sucks so badly. This is the second biggest Monday Night Raw of the entire year. And WWE already fucked up Keith Lee. You're going to have geeks in the community that are going to say, no, he's not fucked up. He's on the main roster. Like, that's some big fucking deal, right? You're going from NXT to the main roster. It's not that big of a jump like it used to be. They already fucked up Keith Lee in more ways than one. They put him in a situation that he doesn't need to be in. And after what I just read, I'm not surprised by anything that we watched tonight. I might as well get right into it. There was an article on WrestlingNews.co that Vince McMahon did not arrive at the Thunderdome until 7:20 p.m. Eastern. He did not get to the Amway Center until a half an hour before Monday Night Raw was supposed to go live on the USA Network. PW Insiders reporting that the entire script for the show was ripped up when Vince McMahon arrived, and the show had no script going live on the USA Network. None. They might have had a basic gist of what they wanted to do, but there was no script. WWE sources told PW Insider that McMahon began changing just about everything that was planned for the show, and there were things still being worked on as the show was live on the USA Network. A lot of what was originally planned in the second and third hour of the show was scrapped. More updates on this story when information is available in the coming days. You know, I don't want to blow my voice out because there are things I want to do this week, and it's going to be another busy week of WWE content. So I'm going to try and take it easy tonight if I can. Stick to the plan. Ryan Satin and Baron Corbin and Justin LaBar on Twitter going back and forth this afternoon. They have the gall and they have the balls to rip on the fans for complaining. Ryan Satin put something on social media today about the fans, the internet community complaining that they want something, and then when things change, then they want something else, and then Baron Corbin interjected into this entire conversation, and he said the internet fans are clueless, they're fickle, they want one thing one week, and then we give it to them, and then they want something else, and then they go back and forth on what they want. Justin LaBar throws his 2 cents in there and says, if you hand these wrestling fans a $100 bill, they'll complain that you didn't give them 520s. And I'm sitting there and I'm reading this discussion, and I'm asking myself, it must be really difficult to stick up and defend the product and shit on the fans. It really must be difficult. It must be difficult to know that if you don't defend the company in any which way, that precious paycheck is not going to come in from Stamford, Connecticut. Or you might lose your spot on a busted open radio, or you might lose your spot in the eye of WWE management. You won't be rubbing elbows with WWE management. Must be unbelievable to live your life and live and do this job that I know I can do better than virtually anybody in this fucking community, because I'm the only one seemingly with a fucking brain here who does not get affected by what's going on. The entire WWE roster can fucking block me for all I fucking care. I don't care. They themselves know this show is a steaming pile of shit. Block me. By all means, do it. But I don't understand how you can sit there and state that the fans are to blame, that the fans are the reason why the show suck and this and that, and going back and forth and complaining about the people complaining about the show. It's so weird to me. I don't know how anybody can live their life just seeking The WWE approval. This is what they wake up and do. This is what they live their life for. They seek the WWE approval. You see, a lot of people in the community are cut from the same cloth. They all have one thing in mind. They all have a common mentality. It's let me suck dick enough and long enough and sloppy enough to a point where WWE notices me and then we're in. That's how they get by. And I mention this every single fucking time I talk about this godforsaken fucking cancerous piece of shit community that we're in. I really do feel like, and I don't even want to steal his fucking gimmick, but I really do feel and mean it. I feel like the fucking Messiah. I feel like I'm leading a fight all by myself and there's nobody that wants to fucking join me in the greater good. Rollins has it right. The gimmick is great. The vision of the gimmick isn't really fitting what it should be. But I really do feel like I'm fighting for the greater good and nobody is on my side. Everybody wants to suck dick and rub elbows and seek approval. These are grown men. These are grown fucking men seeking approval from other grown men who wear tights on weekly television. That play fictional characters. That don't give a shit if you are alive or dead, breathing or not. It's amazing to me. And then everybody in the community looks down on someone like me because I don't work for an agenda. I don't work for politics. I don't work to seek approval from WWE or by WWE. I could give a fucking rat's ass if I ever get into the WWE in any way possible. In any situation. I don't care. After all the stories I read and all the stories I continue to read every single fucking week, why would anybody want to work there? These are grown men seeking approval for what? For what? To make an extra buck? To go against your true beliefs? Half of these people probably deep down think the same way that I do, but they put on a front. They're fake. And in turn, they're fake and they lie to everybody watching them. That's why they have 700,000, because there's 700,000 fucking people that are brain dead zombies. It's disgusting. No, but I'm the one that's the cancer. People like me who complain are the reason why the wrestling community sucks. What the fuck are you watching? What are you watching every week? What are you watching tonight? What did you watch tonight that you actually enjoyed? See, my approach to something like tonight is I'm going to attack with negative because that's all I got. The positive is so far and few between that I'll save it for whenever I find it or whenever I come across it. I'm not seeking positive in these shows, whereas everybody is seeking fucking positive. These people think there's nothing to fucking complain about. I said it 2 weeks ago. WWE going into the Thunderdome, it's not going to make a lick of a difference creatively. It looks aesthetically pleasing. People are going to get used to it. The sound has to be fucking fixed and altered because I don't know what the fuck they got playing on that rinse and repeat track of theirs. Things need to be altered and adjusted. The venue gives the WWE shows the normalcy that they were seeking. Pyro and lasers and stages and fucking lights and this and that. Big entrances. The big over-the-top production. But I said it 2 weeks ago that the creative aspect of it is going to be virtually non-existent, just like it has been every single week. And with this story, I don't know why you would shit on the fans about wanting a better product. We all want a better product. That's why we complain. That's why we voice our opinion. We all want a better product. These people, they sit there high and mighty. They sit there like the fucking kings of the community that can do no wrong. Meanwhile, they're the true enemy. They're the slimiest, sleaziest fucking pieces of shit that you'll ever see in any community. Any community. They only do what they gotta do to fit their own narrative, to fit their own agenda, and to line their own pockets with money, and to line their fucking phone book in their mobile device with all the more important names that one could have in a mobile device. That makes them sleep better at night. That makes them seem like they're living a fulfilling life. To have an entire phone book in your phone with people that don't give a shit about you. Meanwhile, you get on your podcast or you get on your YouTube channel and you spread propaganda and bullshit. That's what makes them sleep good at night. You know what makes me sleep good at night? The fact that I came on here and I did the absolute best job that I could possibly do while maintaining my integrity, while maintaining my stance, by being truthful, by being honest, and by opening up one pair of eyes. If I open up one pair of eyes every time I do one of these live streams, then my job is done. You have joined my side in the fight for the greater good. But when you go out here and actively say that people like me, all we do is complain and we don't know what the fuck we want and it's entertainment, why don't you just watch it and this and that, I'm sick of the fucking shills and the blue check marks in every fucking podcast in this community that wants to spew fucking positivity, thinking it's going to get them some notoriety or fame or somewhere in life. I got more people who know about me and know that I am right deep down, that listen to this fucking show, that work for the WWE, than you could possibly even imagine. I don't know that for a fact, but I would be a betting man. Say that there are a lot of people in that company that know what the fuck I do and who I am. Nobody's going to actively tell you that, oh, JD, he's a good guy. Because all you see on here is JD from NY. You don't sit down and watch the show next to me. You don't go out to the fucking bar and drink a beer with me and talk wrestling. You don't know the guy behind the channel. Everybody wants to take what they see on Twitter and take what they see on YouTube and apply it to me being an asshole. Meanwhile, all I want is a good product. You know, I find it very difficult to find the difference between what I do, what we do, and our stance complaining about the product, and what someone like Seth Rollins will do. Or someone like Baron Corbin and what he will do during football season. You know, Baron Corbin's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan, I'm assuming, right? I don't know what football team Seth Rollins roots for, but he might be a Chicago Bears fan. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. What's the difference if Rollins and Corbin go on Twitter to voice their displeasure about a coaching decision made by the Bears or a coaching decision made by the Kansas City Chiefs? What's the difference between what they do in their stance on their football team compared to what I do about the WWE product? There is no difference. You want a better play. You want better management. You want better game-making decisions for your team. All I want is better creative. All I want is a better show, because what I'm watching is a show that is being absolutely destroyed by fucking people that don't know what the fuck they want to do. Clueless fucking people that sit there and are subservient to a fucking 75-year-old man that doesn't give a shit about the direction of the fucking product. So why am I wrong for sticking up for the fucking product and asking for a better show? Why am I wrong? What was good on tonight's show? What was good? Nothing. There's not one redeeming fucking problem or issue that came out of that show following SummerSlam that I can honestly say I am excited about. Not one storyline. I don't really understand why people are so against speaking up, and when you do, the WWE roster is full of salty fucking people who make you feel like shit because you're not a pro wrestler. Or you're not in that world. So you don't have any stance to talk about it. Oh, I'm sorry. I ate at this restaurant, and I've been eating at this restaurant for 9 years, and I order the same fucking dish every single fucking time. If I'm coming to this restaurant on the 9th fucking year of eating here and I order the same dish and it doesn't taste the same, are you going to fucking sit there and accept it? Or are you going to go complain to management? I don't really understand it. Or I could go to Dunkin' Donuts and order a fucking nitro cold brew and I ask for it to be black with nothing in it. And I get handed cream and 6 sugars. I'm like, no, I didn't order this. What, are you going to sit there and drink the milk and the sugar? Or are you going to ask for a new one? I don't understand the issue with complaining. Vince McMahon turned 75 years old today. How did he celebrate his fucking birthday? How did he celebrate his 75th birthday? By ripping up his script to Monday Night Raw following the second biggest pay-per-view of his entire year and have no script go on into the show. No script for Monday Night Raw going on into the show tonight. His birthday gift was giving us a piece of shit, illogical, fucking logic gap-ridden fucking show. That's exactly what he gave us tonight. Every single fucking community that is out there on social media, man, there's nothing worse than the pro wrestling community. Nothing. I've never seen pro wrestlers as salty and as angry for no reason. I've never seen wrestlers take a stance against fans so badly in all my years watching the WWE product than I have seen in 2020. And these channels in the community, they don't do anything to aid. They just bend over and take the WWE dick up the ass, or they drop to their knees and suck as hard as they can on that WWE dick. Every single one of them. It's fucking sickening. All we want is a better show. And I said it once, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to say it every single fucking time. The only way that this show is actually going to be better is when Vince McMahon is gone. The Thunderdome doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The lights, the lasers, the drones, the fucking huge-ass Zoom call that they got, the stage, the Titantron. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because all you see every single week was a product that is being destroyed by Vince McMahon. What was the difference between tonight's show creatively compared to what you seen 2 weeks ago inside the Performance Center? There's no difference. In fact, tonight might have been worse. Tonight might have been worse. The community needs to do better, man. The community needs to do better. Everybody wants to act all excited and pretend like there's no issue. And the reason why the show sucks so badly is because they facilitate it. They encourage it. They don't want change. They only want change when it benefits them. Or what interview they're going to get next. What interview is Wrestle Talk going to get today? What interview is Sean Ross Sapp going to get today? Right? How is Nick Houseman of Wrestling Inc. going to fucking suck dick today? Which direction will he suck dick in today? How can I weasel myself onto a conference call that I don't deserve to be on today? Every single one of these fucking channels, they make the show actively worse. I'm really sick and tired of it. I really am. Everybody needs a wake-up call. Everybody needs a wake-up call. I'm going to try and wake you guys up today, man. We're going to try and go over what happened on the show tonight the best that I can. I don't even have the mind for it. I didn't do anything wrestling-related today. After my SummerSlam review, I was almost here for 2.5 hours. Actually, it was more than 2.5 hours that I was here last night. Just talking SummerSlam and where WWE's going, what they need to do, what they didn't do, what I liked, what I didn't like. We're going to try and go over it the best we can. So thank you guys for joining me here. 1,700 deep. If you guys are in the chat, hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try and get closer to 1,000 before the stream is over. Super chats, I'll save them for the end of the show so I don't really muddy anything up. So if you guys want to super chat and hang out later, I'll be here. Super chats are open. Follow me on Twitter, man. Thank you guys for tweeting with me tonight at JD from NY206. I actually got into the Thunderdome. I signed up for SummerSlam. I didn't get in. I signed up for Monday Night Raw. I got in after I had been given an 8:30 call time. You're not getting in. I'm letting you know right now, man. If you guys are in the chat and you're going to sign up for the Thunderdome, you guys want a firsthand, real, genuine experience from me, they're going to email you a call time. And the call time that they email you, you're not getting in during that call time. I'm letting you know right now. I refreshed the page. First of all, they tell you don't refresh the page, but everybody was telling me just keep refreshing, you'll eventually get in. I didn't get in until the Sasha Banks Asuka match. That's when I got in. That was like an hour and 20 minutes after I had been given a call time. So I got in, I didn't see myself. And then the show was lagging behind because what I was watching on my TV was behind whatever I was watching on the stream, being that I was led into the Thunderdome. And then during the entrances and whatever they got coming up next, depending on what the segment is, they got somebody in your headset, if you're wearing a headset or on your microphone. They're telling you, for example, oh, Sasha Banks is coming out. Let's see those boos. Everybody boo Sasha Banks. And then when Asuka came out, Asuka's about to come out. Let me see everybody go crazy for Asuka. Let me see everybody start cheering for Asuka. So they were actively telling you via the Thunderdome stream, if you signed up and you were in, they're telling you what to do. They're telling you who to cheer, and they're telling you who to boo. Now, obviously, I did the opposite. I enjoyed both Sasha and Asuka, but I was not booing Sasha Banks. So they can kick you for anything, really. I don't know what's happened to anybody else tonight, if you were in, if they booted you for some odd reason. But it's not all that it's cracked up to be, being in the Thunderdome. I didn't even see myself on TV. I had my Kevin Dunn stuffed animal. I had the Beaver stuffed animal with me. I don't know where I was placed or if I was even there. So it is what it is. So if you guys are looking to sign up for the Thunderdome, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. It's a waste of fucking time, honestly. Who gives a shit if you see yourself in the crowd? It's some fucking cheap gimmick. It's some bullshit that WWE's pushing on everybody. Hey, look at us. And like I said in the beginning of the show, it makes no difference. It's just a stupid fucking ploy to get people excited about an overly terrible product. That's all it is. And they need to fix whatever they're doing with the Thunderdome. Fine. It's It's making the shows feel a little bit better than the Performance Center. Fine. In grander scale. Fine. But man, oh man, whatever they got playing, that soccer track crowd, that midfield soccer fucking crowd they got playing, or whatever the fuck it is, the WWE 2K soundtrack, it's way too loud. It is way too loud. I'm watching the Kevin Owens show with Kevin Owens and Aleister Black tonight, and why does the crowd sound like it's just overly excited to be there? Nothing's happening. You got a guy coming out wearing all black with a fucking bandage over his eye, and Kevin Owens is just interviewing him, and they're cheering like somebody just rounded third base in Game 7 of the fucking NLCS. You got to tone it down. If they don't fix these little things that need to be fixed, it's going to be a dead concept, and then you're going to actively drive people away. I'm letting you know right now. It is absolutely egregious that I got to listen to a pre-recorded fucking soundtrack of a fake crowd, and you can't even handle it properly. Those are my thoughts there. Just wanted to give you guys an update on the Thunderdome, because I was in there tonight. Whether somebody seen me or not, I doubt it. It's probably in the fucking nosebleeds with my goddamn beaver stuffed animal. But again, guys, follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. We hit over 118,000 subscribers with the SummerSlam review, which did almost 70,000 views in less than 24 hours, man. Thank you guys so very much on that. 3,000 likes. #1 podcast in the IWC, so I appreciate that. If you guys want to support the show in other ways, you can certainly do that, man. A couple of ways to do that. Patreon, #1, patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys want to go and buy a t-shirt, you guys can go and do that. The JD's NEGAN shirt, still on sale. Always a great seller. The entire merchandise line is on bonfire.com, so go and get that. Link is down below in the description of this very video. You guys can go and actually get masks as well if you guys need your face coverings. Go and get your off-the-script face coverings, man. Get your face masks. Mouthmasker.com/OTS. They got the new black mask in stock. Feels great, looks great. Appreciate those guys as well for hooking me up. And if you guys want to support my sponsor for tonight's stream, it's Harry's. Harry's.com/scripts. We'll talk about Harry's a little bit later. Harry's has new blades out, man. They're fucking awesome. They really are. They're so good. Unbelievable. Been using them for 3 years. Best shave of my life. Harry's.com/scripts. Go and get your trial set. It's a $13 value trial set. You guys can get that by using our link. Just sign up, and you guys are going to have the best shave of your life, man. I wish I watched the best show of my life. Clearly not. It's Monday Night Raw. But Monday Night Raw opened up with Drew McIntyre. He made his way to the ring, held up the WWE Championship. He had a great match with Randy Orton last night. I really, really enjoyed the match between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. I thought it was great. Started off slow, but it was something that picked up a little bit, little by little, in the Thunderdome, SummerSlam. So they aired a video package of Drew and Randy Orton. He asked everybody in the Thunderdome to give him a thumbs up. He looked around at the screens and everybody gave him a thumbs up. He said, "What a difference. How cool is that?" Meaning that he was in the WWE Performance Center. And you know, he wants to change things moving forward because he won that WWE Championship in front of nobody. And now, this is the first weekend he actually wrestled in front of human faces via Zoom. So it's got to feel good for him. He said Orton was his biggest challenge to date, which I don't know. I don't know how likely that is or how truthful that is. Orton was his biggest challenge to date. I guess we're now just moving past Brock Lesnar. You know, he could have said something about Orton was his biggest challenge to date as WWE Champion, but the biggest challenge to date for Drew McIntyre was Brock Lesnar, not Randy Orton. Drew said he's hungrier than Orton and he works harder than him. He said when the chips are down, he pushes forward because he's so proud to be WWE champion. He said he's this way because of his journey. He said he knows what it's like to go through tough times and not know where your next paycheck is coming from. He said Orton has never faced that because he's so gifted. He said no matter how many mistakes Orton has made, his inner circle has protected him. He said as good as he was at the start, he kept getting better. He said even though Orton is at his best, he was better than him last night. So Drew looked into the camera and spoke to Orton and said, Randy, you were a part of the greatest wrestling match ever, and you even declared yourself the greatest wrestler ever. But I beat you with a wrestling move last night. So what does that make me? It doesn't make Drew McIntyre the greatest wrestler ever. But it certainly puts a damper on whatever WWE hyped to the fucking moon with the greatest wrestling match ever and then calling Randy Orton the greatest wrestler ever. It wasn't true then. It wasn't true at SummerSlam. And no matter who beats Randy Orton, they're not going to somehow take that title away. Because it wasn't Randy Orton's to begin with. And it just looks stupid how WWE gave Randy Orton the title of greatest wrestler ever. Meanwhile, he shows up at SummerSlam and doesn't get the job done. Because if he was the greatest wrestler ever, he would have won the WWE Championship. So I hope that's not a narrative ever again moving forward for anybody. Nobody should be calling anybody the greatest wrestler ever. That already exists. Guys like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, to me, are the greatest wrestlers ever. Might be Ric Flair to you. It might be Bruno Sammartino to someone else. It might be Bob Backlund. Might be Hulk Hogan to some people. It's a very subjective thing. You can't go out there and call anybody the greatest wrestler ever. It's just stupid. It's going to cause arguments that really don't need to be a thing. So he said he still wants to knock Orton's head off with a Claymore kick. And he knows Orton would like another chance. He thinks the feeling is mutual. So Drew McIntyre, with dumb babyface syndrome here, he already conquered Randy Orton, but he's willing to give him another WWE Championship match. Why? There's a thing about being a fighting champion, and there's a thing about being smart. Drew McIntyre showed he's a fighting champion, but he showed he's a dumb champion by saying he would be willing to give Randy Orton another title shot tonight. Why would you go and do that? You already beat him. Now it's on to the next. So if there's anybody to blame here, it's Drew McIntyre for being stupid. He said as good as he was at the start, he kept getting better. Randy Orton may be doing the best work of his career right now. In some sense, he may be doing the best work of his career, but that doesn't mean he deserves another WWE Championship match, Mr. McIntyre. Come on now. You can hype up Randy Orton all you want, but this just speaks to me as WWE not knowing what the fuck to do. So he wants to knock Randy Orton's head off with a Claymore kick. He lowered the microphone and then shouted toward the LED boards that he loves the Thunderdome. He held his belt up in celebration on the stage, and then Orton came from behind and attacked him. Everybody was anticipating this attack. It was so pre-planned, it's not even funny. I think the only person who didn't know Randy Orton was there was Drew McIntyre, which made him look like a bigger fool. Orton threw him into the LED wall. They brawled in Gorilla. No sign of Vince McMahon. Orton threw Drew into the wall. He gave him a punt kick. Adam Pearce, Sanjay Dutt, and other WWE producers were there with several referees. They pulled Orton away. Drew tried to get up desperately, tried to sit up, but he couldn't. Orton went back and gave him a second punt kick. Orton leaned down and whispered in Drew's ear. He smiled with a very sinister-like smile. And that was it. So we're off to the running here about Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton and the WWE Championship. Looks like this is where they were going towards payback. And I'll discuss this in a couple of minutes because it just doesn't make any sense moving forward. It doesn't. So they replayed the Orton attack on Drew McIntyre. Saxton said Orton is obviously not over his loss at SummerSlam, so Randy Orton's getting another WWE title match eventually because he's a sore loser. That's WWE's story here. They're giving him another WWE title match because he's a sore loser. I didn't really understand it. So WWE wants to book another match between these two because of what happened tonight, instead of actually having Randy Orton win the title last night, Drew McIntyre seek payback and go that route. They want Randy Orton to lose at SummerSlam, stifle his momentum just a little bit, get that loss on his record, which is completely unnecessary. They would rather him lose, come back, act like a sore loser, and then gloat the dumb babyface champion into another match and then take the title from him in a rematch in that way. I don't see how that makes sense or how that makes Drew McIntyre look good at all. That's what you wanted to do? Instead of giving Randy Orton the WWE Championship at SummerSlam in a fuck finish through nefarious means, being creative, instead of giving Randy Orton the win and keeping him strong, you rather him lose and then Drew McIntyre give him a rematch, which makes no sense, and show everybody how fucking stupid he really is. That's some solid work there, Vince. Solid fucking work. I'd love to know what was written before you got to the fucking arena. Honestly. This is what happens when the old man wants to rip up the script. Things don't make sense. And I doubt this was the original plan going into the show. Nia Jax. Why she's on the show, I don't know. Nia Jax was asked what she's doing here because she was suspended. Not long enough. Jax said the key word is was. She said she's been reinstated. Why? I don't know. She said all she had to do was go to Pat Buck and apologize. She yelled apologize in Mackenzie's ear. And then she walked off. What did you think I was going to say? I don't know, maybe we should ask somebody else that does other things to get ahead. Shayna Baszler walked up to Nia Jax. Said they're all just counting down the days until she says or does something stupid to get herself suspended again. Jax asks if she has a match with Bayley coming up. Jax said if she wants any tips, give her a call. Baszler said, I'll call you Haystacks Calhoun. Oh, my bad. At least he was good looking. I don't even know who the fuck Haystacks Calhoun is. But I'm assuming this wasn't in the original script either. Right, Bruce? So, first of all, rude, Nia Jax says. I'm very good looking. Oh, really? Depends on who you ask. Second of all, that's very rich, coming from an Addams Family reject, looking like you. Baszler said with a smile, welcome back. I don't know why this is on my TV, and I don't know why Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are embroiled in a storyline for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Maybe Vince fell asleep last week. From one week to the next, Vince doesn't realize what happened only a single week ago on the show. So we get Sasha coming out with Bayley. It was Shayna versus Bayley in a non-title match. Baszler wins by DQ. There was absolutely nothing of note in this match. And I mean absolutely nothing of note in this match. Bayley threw Baszler to the floor. Jax was on the stage watching this match very awkwardly. And then when Baszler was on the outside, or Bayley was on the outside, Jax came up and yanked her leg from keeping her from re-entering the ring. Baszler it was on the outside. And Baszler wins by DQ. So Nia Jax was on the stage and Baszler was on the outside. She was on the outside getting ready to go back in the ring. And then Nia Jax wants to just interject herself into this match, causing a DQ, giving the win to Shayna Baszler. Bayley and Sasha Banks left. Nia Jax and Baszler stopped fighting each other and looked down at Bayley and Sasha Banks laughing. They hopped out of the ring and seemed to have formed a tag team. They formed a bond, a truce of sorts. And they were eyeing Sasha and Bayley. And Sasha and Bayley didn't know how to respond to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler now kind of forming this bond, wanting to take them out. Why they formed a bond, I don't know. I don't really understand it. A week ago, folks, we had Shayna Baszler and Asuka defeat the women's tag team champions. We had Shayna Baszler and Asuka beat Sasha and Bayley in a non-title match. That was last week. And now WWE is giving Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax a women's tag team title match at Payback. I don't understand how that makes sense just going back to last week in the tag team match that we seen. Where is Asuka? Why are we building Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax instead of building Shayna Baszler and Asuka? The only logical thing that I can think of is that after Payback, I don't think Asuka's going to be defending her title against anybody because there really is nobody for her to defend the title against, and nobody really deserves an opportunity. Unless WWE is getting rid of that situation and going with Shayna and Nia Jax, maybe Asuka is going to move on to somebody else. Maybe this opens up an opportunity for a Bianca Belair or a Ruby Riott or a Liv Morgan to get a women's championship match. Or maybe a Mickie James. Maybe a Mickie James. That would be a nice throwback to their one and only NXT TakeOver match, right? I don't know why we're getting Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax unless for that reason. Shayna Baszler should have been set up to be Asuka's next opponent. But maybe they want to ride Asuka just a little bit before they actually give her Shayna Baszler, because if they do, Shayna needs to take the title from Asuka. Maybe they want to hold off on that for now and give Asuka some meaningful title defenses with some clean victories. I'm shooting blanks here. I don't really know. That's my one and only logical guess here. But Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, this entire segment was awkward, awful, didn't do anything for me. And this tag team, this duo now of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler does not interest me whatsoever. Nia Jax does not deserve any championship. And Shayna Baszler is going to lead her to a championship on Sunday night at Payback. Because you know Sasha and Bayley are losing those championships to further their storyline. Kevin Owens walked backstage. He was looking for Aleister Black. Guy pointed in the back to Aleister Black's dressing room. And he was sitting in a darkened room. Kevin Owens was asking, well, you didn't answer my text, so you're coming on the KO show. We're next. And then Kevin Owens was like, all right, I'll leave you alone. He left the door open, and then Aleister Black closed the door to the darkened broom closet that he was sitting in. Kevin Owens show. He came out and acknowledged this was his first KO show in the Thunderdome. He said he and Black have had a common enemy as of late. He said they haven't seen him in a while, but he's pleased to welcome Aleister Black back to Monday Night Raw on the Kevin Owens show. So Aleister Black has the same ring entrance, same theme song. We got to see the old school candles that were very prominent during his NXT ring entrance. He didn't come up via the casket with that creaking sound. He walked out through Gorilla. He walked out, he was wearing a black suit, and he had a black bandage over his right eye. being that Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins took out his eye last time we seen him. So Black walked out, had the covering over his eyeball. He looked at the ring steps and he almost had a terrible flashback about what had happened. Owen says he appreciates him being there. Salrex is texting me. He says he looked like Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. Did Aleister Black. You know, now that you mention it, he actually did. He looked like some Metal Gear Solid shit for sure. But Owen says he appreciates him being out there. Kevin Owens wasn't going to show the footage, but Black says it was okay. Cue it up. Cue it up, Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn. And no, Kevin Dunn was not monitoring the Thunderdome while I was on. So they re-aired it. Kevin Owens thinks he knows what Black is feeling. KO said they made him question why he was even in WWE at one point. He said Seth loves to do that. He said to Dominik and Rey Mysterio, says he's done a lot of terrible things to a lot of terrible people, but he's tried to take a different path. But Seth Rollins isn't like that. He didn't want to show the clip. Black fell off his chair and held his eye. Looked like he might have been trolling or playing possum here. Kevin Owens went to go check on him and asked if he was okay. Black immediately got up, delivered a spinning back elbow, and then delivered Black Mass on Kevin Owens with dress shoes on. He stood in the ring and everybody asked why. Black walked out with this very serious look on his face and he walked off the stage. Now, there was a news report several weeks ago that Vince McMahon is a big fan of Aleister Black, but he feels like he's missing something. What that is, I don't know. What is he missing? I'll tell you what the fuck he's missing. A good writing team on Monday night. I'll tell you what he's missing. He's missing his fucking eyeball. I'll tell you what he's missing. He's missing the balls that were clearly left behind in NXT. I'll tell you what's missing. Creative direction. I don't know where they're going with Aleister Black. But apparently the report said Vince McMahon feels like he's missing something. And I didn't really see anything out of the ordinary here. Unless we see something happen when he removes the bandage. Maybe he's going to have a glass eye. I don't know. At that point, they should change his fucking theme song to Eyeless by Slipknot. Talking about Marlon Brando's fucking eye. I can't see California without Marlon Brando's eye. Says Corey Taylor via Eyeless Slipknot. I know you guys love that throwback debut album. I actually bought that album on a whim. Tower Records. Who remembers Tower Records, man? In Scarsdale on Central Avenue. Picked it up. I'm like, this looks fucking heavy. Let me give this a shot. I get home, I put it in my stereo, Sick and Eyeless play back to back. My dad comes down, he's giving me the fucking look of death. What the fuck did you buy? That should be Aleister Black's new theme, Eyeless by Slipknot. Anyway, I don't really sense a gimmick change here. All I see here is somebody that obviously needs some sort of direction, that has no direction, that WWE doesn't know what to do with, and they just took babyface Aleister Black and turned him into a heel, and now are going to feud him with Kevin Owens because both guys don't have anything to do right now on Monday Night Raw, especially now that Seth Rollins is tied up with Dominik and Rey Mysterio. Or better yet, maybe Aleister Black joins the greater good. What a pairing that would be, huh? What if Aleister Black actually joins Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy? I think that would be cool. Seth Rollins needs to start adding new disciples. I mean, he's only got Buddy Murphy. He would look a lot better if he added other people around him. He had Austin Theory, but Austin Theory is taking care of some personal shit right now. He didn't even fit in that group anyway. What if Aleister Black is going to join the greater good? Seriously. Maybe that's the twist here. Leaving Kevin Owens to enlist Humberto. And maybe Samoa Joe. Who knows? Maybe this brings Samoa Joe back into in-ring competition and away from Raw commentary. Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black, Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe and whoever else wants to join in the fight against the greater good. Other than that, I don't know what is going to change as far as Aleister Black. I don't know how this guy could be on the roster for 2 years, and WWE has absolutely fucking buried this guy beyond recognition. Well, how do you fuck this guy up? The guy was a gem in NXT. All anybody talked about when they looked at Aleister Black is this guy's going to be the next big thing in WWE. This is the next future WWE champion. And here we are, and this is 2 years now of Aleister Black being on the main roster, and all he has to show for it is a fucking eye bandage. Not one major singles title. Not one. How do you fuck that up? I don't get it. Shelton Benjamin, R-Truth, Cedric Alexander, and Akira Tozawa, a fatal four-way for the 24/7 title. I don't know why this is even a thing still. Gonna throw something out there to you guys that is new to me. I found out as of this weekend. R-Truth blocked me on social media. Never tweeted him. Never said anything bad about him. Only spoke highly about R-Truth's comedic ability. R-Truth blocked me on social media, which further proves my point that people in the WWE are blocking me, who know the show, who know what I do here. This does not belong on Monday Night Raw. No matter who is salty and who wants to block me and who fucking is angry with me and who is disgusted with me and blah, blah, blah. Everybody has the backbone of a fucking piece of shit. Seriously. People can't handle the truth nowadays in 2020. How does this make anybody look good? Look at the fucking people you have in this match. Akira Tozawa is a absolutely amazing pro wrestler. This guy was in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament just a couple of months ago, and now he's dressed as a ninja on Monday Night Raw, acting like a fucking clown. Cedric Alexander is one of the most unbelievable athletes that WWE has had in their company in a very long time. Same thing with Ricochet. Guy is mega talented, and he's in a situation fighting for the 24/7 championship. They withered him down to nothing. Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin is an unbelievable pro wrestler. He's 45 years old. He's probably just happy to be there and be on TV. But my God, what a fucking joke to have somebody that talented in this situation. And then you have R-Truth, who is great at what he does. But the title was only created to give him something to do on TV. And WWE has ran with it, and they've run it into the ground. I don't understand why Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander are here. You cannot sit there and tell me that this is the best you have as far as creative writing for Cedric Alexander. How do you look at Cedric Alexander and this is what you come up with? And how does this make the Hurt Business look good? Shelton is there working on behalf of MVP and the Hurt Business. And you're putting the 24/7 title and ninjas and the joke and the circus of the 24/7 title bullshit around Shelton Benjamin. How does that make the Hurt Business feel like the Hurt Business? How does that make them feel serious? If you want the Hurt Business to be taken seriously, then get him the fuck away from the 24/7 title. You legitimately fired everybody that wanted that championship. Why does it still exist? Why? Does anybody find it funny? Because I know I don't. Does it make the show better? It doesn't. It's always there. I want to know why. It has no value to the overall 3-hour Monday Night Raw show. All it does is remind you how formulaic the fucking show is. That's it. Oh, there's a 24/7 title segment. It must be Monday Night Raw. Instead of breaking the monotony and doing something different, WWE wants to go and give you the same old, rinse and repeat segments week after week after week after week. It wouldn't be Monday Night Raw without a 24/7 title segment now, would it? Instead of actually making their show feel like an adult, grown-up show that has some legitimacy and realism and seriousness to it. I gotta see fucking ninjas dance around with a fucking title that is completely irrelevant. I can go buy a fucking rubber title at Walmart and it would be the same fucking thing. Get it off the show and get it away from Shelton Benjamin, MVP, Bobby Lashley, and all the Hurt Business, please. Tozawa wins the title as if anybody fucking cares. Mackenzie approached Randy Orton backstage and asked if he had anything to say about what Drew McIntyre said about him or what he did to him, and all he said was, "Yes, I do." That's all he said. I got something to say about Harry's, man. Harry's is sponsoring the show, and they have been with me for a long time, man. I didn't know what Harry's was before I actually got introduced to Harry's by my dad. My dad used Harry's, and I shaved one day. I was spending a weekend over at my parents' house, and I'm like, what is this? I'm using those other guys, and I'm like, why am I not using this shit? This feels great. Gave me the closest shave I've ever had. I always cut myself on those other guys as well, using those other guys. Always cut myself because I got sensitive skin. And now Harry's just came out with their sharpest blades ever. And unlike other razor companies, they're not charging you more for their product and the improvements that they made. Harry's has new sharper blades that are still as low as $2 each. Like I said, man, close shave, no stubble, never cut myself. The price is unbelievable, and I love their shave gel, man. It feels amazing. You put the shave gel on your face, and it leaves a tingling sensation on your face, and it's got aloe, so you know you're going to be in for the most comfortable shave ever. If any of this feels good to you guys, man, you guys can go to harrys.com/script. That's harrys.com/script. Get your trial offer and get the new blades, the sharper blades, today by Harry's. Why give Harry's a try? Listen to me, man. Do I ever steer you wrong on anything? You're sitting here listening to a guy talk about a 2-hour podcast about Monday Night Raw and all the illogical holes that Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard left in their wake on a 3-hour show. Why wouldn't you listen to me? Why wouldn't you listen to me? These new blades are so sharp that they did a study with guys shaving 4 times a week. The guys reported that with Harry's, these new blades, their 8th shave was as smooth as their first. That's amazing. Unbelievable. Harry's owns a German blade factory as well that's been honing razor blades for over 100 years. They source their steel from Sweden and own the entire manufacturing process from R&D to the factory floor, and this allows them to keep the prices low. And confidently, they stand by 100% quality guarantees on harrys.com. Blades are delivered direct to your door on your schedule with or without a subscription as well. This all sounds good to you, man. Like I said, harrys.com/script. You'll get a 5-blade razor featuring their new sharper blades, a weighted handle, foaming shave gel with aloe, and a travel blade cover to protect your blade when you're on the go. Seriously, sign up. harrys.com/script to redeem your trial offer today. And I want to thank them, as always, for sponsoring the Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script. Orton was in the ring. He cut a promo, said for the longest time, he has done what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, to whomever he wants to do it to. He said that didn't happen at SummerSlam because he wanted to RKO Drew to take his title. But he didn't. You can call me a lot of things. It's a pretty long list. But one thing I am and will forever be is a man of my word. He said he kicked Drew twice because he offered him another match out of pity. So Randy Orton kicked him because Drew McIntyre gave him another match undeserved and he felt it was out of pity. That doesn't really make sense to me. That is the lamest route you could take in getting Randy Orton another WWE Championship match. It was either give him the title or don't do what you did tonight. And WWE opted to do the least interesting option of them all. And that is make Randy Orton lose after he shouldn't have lost for more than one reason. He should have been the WWE Champion, even though I wouldn't have totally agreed with it because Drew McIntyre doesn't deserve to lose. But he should have walked out of SummerSlam with the WWE title. And it should have been a situation that really played up to the payback theme in Drew getting his rematch. And if you wanted to do the situation you did tonight, you could have did that at payback. Because he offered him another match out of pity. Who in the hell do you think I am? I am Randy Orton. I am the Legend Killer. And then all of a sudden, Keith Lee's music, or if you even want to call it that, played and he walked out to the stage and into the ring. I don't know who was excited about Keith Lee joining the Monday Night Raw roster. How many of you guys were upset at the debut of Keith Lee? I know I was. I know I was for sure. WWE has given you every reason under the fucking sun, every reason in the book to worry about everybody else from this point on that they're going to demote to Monday Night Raw from NXT. What was wrong with Keith Lee in NXT? Keith Lee had genuine, organic, real, personable theme music that we could identify with Keith Lee. It was, and the most important word I used was personable. Keith Lee had very unique, I would say to him, ring attire. Keith Lee did not wear a shirt in the ring. We've seen all of Keith Lee's deficiencies. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He used to play football, I believe, correct? He's a big boy. He's a big boy that could be as athletic as a cruiserweight, if need be. Keith Lee was legitimately stripped of all his identity from NXT literally 2 days after losing the NXT Championship to Karrion Kross at TakeOver 30. They changed his theme music. They went into the WWE 2K Creation Suite and chose the most generic theme song possible. They kept the Bask in His Glory opening to his theme song, and then they went into a generic theme song that has absolutely no identity whatsoever, generic as generic can be, that everybody shit on immediately when he made his way to the ring. The trunks that he used to wear in NXT now have been stripped of him as well. He's got these overly loose leggings, these basketball shorts that he's wearing. And WWE put him in a skin-tight vest or athletic shirt to cover up his large stature. I ask why. I ask what was wrong with Keith Lee in NXT that WWE had to make these 3 overly noticeable changes to Keith Lee. Why did they need to change his theme music? What was wrong with his old theme music? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. They want to take and they want to change things from NXT that don't need to be changed because Triple H was doing the right thing. Now that he's not in Triple H's nest anymore. Now he's in Vince McMahon's house. You gotta abide by Vince McMahon's rules. Whatever you were given in the minor leagues. Whatever my son-in-law was doing is not the right way. WWE continues to do the same thing. Vince McMahon continues to do the same thing that I've been preaching for years. Triple H creates, Vince kills. Vince stripped Keith Lee of his identity. You might not think it is a serious issue. Changing someone's theme music is a career make or break situation. WWE is going to put on a front that they have big plans for Keith Lee. WWE is going to put on this perception that Keith Lee is going to be a big guy in WWE. Yeah, we're going to put him against Randy Orton. But if Keith Lee gets over on his own, Keith Lee is going to get over being Keith Lee. WWE doesn't allow that. See, Keith Lee would have been much more over with everybody if he just debuted as Keith Lee that we knew in NXT. WWE felt the need to change things about Keith Lee because they want to limit Keith Lee. And I can't wait for the fucking cocksuckers in the community, the shills and the blue check marks and these fucking assholes who are gonna sit there and, oh my God, he's got TV time. He's on Raw. He's on the big stage. The big stage has already limited Keith Lee. Limitless? Absolutely not. Someone's going to be limitless in WWE with Vince McMahon running the show? They've already put a cap on Keith Lee. I don't want to say he's buried because that's too easy for me to say. And I would be lying to you guys if I said Keith Lee is buried, but this does not give anybody any hope for anybody else coming up or being demoted from NXT to the main roster. There's absolutely no reason for any of these changes. So much so that I tweeted Triple H and it garnered 700 likes in about 20 minutes. Fucking ridiculous. Why do you feel the need to change something when there's nothing wrong with it? Keith Lee had a theme music or a theme song before the current theme song that he had in NXT. They allowed him to go out there and make a theme song for himself that could easily be trademarked by WWE. It's WWE's music. So why change it? Because it gives him identity. You can't have an identity in WWE unless they say so. Keith Lee was stripped of all of his identity in one night. And if you don't think changing somebody's theme music is a big deal, then you're a fucking idiot. They changed Nakamura's theme song. Why? Why? Because it was over. Nakamura's theme song got him over. They didn't want Nakamura to be as over as he was in NXT because that's what Vince wants. Heel or not. Everybody's going to go out there and say, oh, JD, it was a babyface theme song. Sami Zayn was a heel, and he came out to the fucking same old hoppy, bouncy ska song that he had when he was a babyface. This is the same Vince McMahon that changed Bobby Roode from being a heel into a babyface because of his theme song. And if you don't think that is a career killer for both of those guys, I don't know what the fuck you're watching, man. Keith Lee's just another guy on the main roster. Keith Lee's another big black dude on the main roster that's athletic, who's got all the potential in the world, but there's only a certain limit he's allowed to ascend to. Lee came to the ring. He introduced himself. He said he has come to Raw to offer him this spectacular opportunity, luxury, and privilege to bask in his glory. He said he's been called many things. The Viper, Apex Predator, Legend Killer. He said he's been called a game changer, an anomaly, and he is for certain limitless. Sorry, bruh. You ain't limitless. He said if he's looking for a fight with respect to his friend Drew McIntyre, he'd step up to face him if he's willing to accept his challenge. Right here, right now. He dropped the microphone. Orton said if he wants to fight him, maybe later. Maybe later. So he pretended to be getting ready for the fight, but he left. And that was it. Tom Phillips on commentary said it would be amazing if they wrestle later on Monday Night Raw. It made no sense for Keith Lee to interrupt Randy Orton here, especially looking back on it after what we got later in the show. But Keith Lee, folks, he was stripped of his identity on Monday Night Raw tonight, and if you don't believe me, I don't know what the hell you're watching. He ain't going anywhere, and I'm not really excited even after one night about Keith Lee being on the main roster. Zelina Vega, Angel Garza were interviewed by Charlie Caruso, and that Bachelorette, Demi Burnett, was there. She seems to be a big WWE fan. Maybe she's dating somebody on the roster. I don't know. The reason why she's there every week got to be something. Zelina said the footage didn't prove anything regarding Montez Ford's poisoning. Garza said she got caught, but who doesn't get caught sometimes? Zelina freaked out and said, "You're not helping. You're not helping me here." So she walked off. Garza asked the reality show lady, Demi Burnett, what she's doing. She said she's been talking to Ivar. Garza said she is welcome to watch him wrestle. He also said, Charlie Caruso, you're welcome as well. Quite the threesome there between Garza, Burnett, and Charlie Caruso. Must be a crazy evening for Garza. Lucky him. Angel Garza with Andrade and Demi Burnett, who was sitting at ringside with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. This is another match that I complained about for the last 2 weeks. We got two tag teams wrestling in singles matches more so than tag team matches. We just seen this match on SummerSlam. And Garza and Andrade lost. So why are we getting a possible rematch again? Why are we getting what we got at SummerSlam, but instead of being a tag team match, we're getting a one-on-one match with the individuals in said tag teams? This is WWE's tag team division, folks. But everybody wants to explain to me that the Street Profits, they're over on the main roster. That they're better off than they were a year ago on the main roster because they're tag team champions. What exactly are we talking about here? They were used as fucking hype men when they got brought to Monday Night Raw for 4 or 5 months. They were not put in the ring to showcase the reason why we all fell in love with them anyway was because of their tag team wrestling and their athleticism and how they gel as a tag team. Then they started pushing them on Monday Night Raw against the Viking Raiders. They went through a fucking decathlon and mini golf and tennis and darts and axe throwing and bowling and baseball, basketball, whatever the fuck these guys were doing. And wasn't it a couple of pay-per-views ago where they were running away from ninjas and they ended up in a dumpster? So please tell me how the Street Profits are just so amazing on the main roster. They weren't over then. They're not over now. They weren't booked good then. They're not being booked good now. There's no division for them to be booked good in. They may be tag team champions, but what is it worth? It's worth nothing. Absolutely nothing. The Monday Night Raw titles can go on the shelf at the 99 fucking cent store and they'd be perfect. They'd be a great pickup. Someone coming on in looking for a nice deal on a Wednesday afternoon. The tag team titles are worthless. They're not making the Street Profits any better, and the Profits aren't making the titles any better because there's no competition. How many times can you beat Ivar and Eric and Montez Ford and fucking Dawkins? How many times can they beat Garza and Andrade? I don't get people's mentality. There's no tag teams. Ford wins in 3 minutes. Frog splash. Ford fought back, punched Garza to the mat, went up for a superplex, knocked him off. Ford went for his turning frog splash and got the win. Ridiculous. Nia Jax told Shayna Baszler she realized they could win the women's tag team titles, and she wants the tag team titles. Baszler said, you know what I want, Nia? Do you know what I want, Nia? I want you off of my television. Can you oblige? You know what I want, Nia? I want Vince McMahon to write me a 3-hour Monday Night Raw that we know should be booked with the talent involved on this show. Is that possible? Is that possible? I don't think so. She wants the tag team titles. Baszler said she will help her as long as she gets off her back and leaves her alone. And we got a tag team title match at Payback. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler more than likely will be your new tag team champions, furthering the descent of Bayley and Asuka. Or Bayley and Sasha, rather. Not Asuka. Asuka's going up. The other two, they're going down. Zelina Vega and the Moronics, the Get Off My TV Onyx, the I'd rather watch Guy Fieri eat a triple cheeseburger with sharp cheddar cheese and a white barbecue sauce Onyx versus the Riot Squad. Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Bianca. Are we really calling them the Riot Squad now? And Bianca Belair. Man, oh man, where was Bianca last night at SummerSlam? Did she even show up on SummerSlam? Did she? I don't even remember. But man, oh man, what I'm trying to get at is, why wasn't this poisoning made into a bigger deal at SummerSlam? Why do we need Bianca and Zelina in a 6-woman tag team match with other people that don't really factor into anything? It went from, oh my God, my husband's poisoned to, oh yeah, he's poisoned, but we found out who did it, so we can move past this. If someone poisoned a loved one of mine, they would have absolutely no chance to ever let it go. And Bianca Belair is in there, and she's like, oh, whatever, 6-man tag, 6-woman tag. Yeah, you poisoned my husband, but let's go on and wrestle this meaningless 6-man tag. 6-woman tag. Whatever. Bianca Belair and the Riot Squad win in 3 minutes when Vega was hit with the KOD for the win. And that was it. Great. The Iconics and Zelina Vega. My God, man. I love Vega, but Jesus Christ. Oh, what a terrible show. Cedric Alexander was beating Ricochet in a practice arm wrestling contest in the back. Mark Henry walked in, asked Cedric if he wanted to try him. Cedric said no. Henry made his way to the ring with the arm wrestling table. MVP scolded Cedric for clowning around with Ricochet instead of going after a title. Ricochet told MVP, this is getting sad now. MVP said, listen, I didn't ask you anything. I'm not talking to you. So Ricochet said he's going to lose a finger if he keeps pointing at him. Sure thing, Rick O'Shea. Sure thing. Don't lose that finger now. How else are you going to pick up that plastic spork in catering? Be pretty difficult if you're missing a fucking finger, being that you're spending so much time there. How are the mashed potatoes, by the way? Maybe I could get Guy Fieri on the fucking phone. Are there any good Triple D places in Orlando? So Ricochet says he's going to lose a finger if he keeps pointing at him. Cedric says he's already told MVP no. MVP said the Hurt Business is a family business and family tells each other the truth, such as when they're wasting their potential. MVP says he has another way to persuade him. So I'll see you later. Mark Henry was in the middle of the ring introducing Bobby Lashley. Out came Apollo Crews. We have an arm wrestling contest for a United States Championship feud. So this must have been rewritten as the show was going on, folks, or whenever the script was written up. I doubt the arm wrestling contest was in the original script, because why the fuck would it? How does this make any sense? MVP lost to Apollo Crews at SummerSlam in the United States title match. So by way of the creative writing team, they think it's in their best interest and our best interest to get another United States Championship match between Apollo and the Hurt Business, and you want to fucking get to payback through means of an arm wrestling contest? Can someone please tell me how the fuck that makes any sense at all? How does that make any sense? So instead of actually building, I don't know, a legit story with logic and common sense as to why MVP lost, so now he's going to sick Bobby Lashley on Apollo Crews, you want him to go and have an arm wrestling contest, and then we get a United States Championship match. I don't even think WWE even had the arm wrestling contest to get the United States Championship match. They already booked the United States Championship match, and then they did the arm wrestling contest. For what reason? I don't know. Because that's what everybody wants to see in the middle of a United States title feud and a United States title reign, a fucking arm wrestling contest. What did Jericho say? A terrible idea, a shitty idea from shitty creative. This is Vince McMahon's creative, folks. An arm wrestling contest for the United States Championship. So, we got Mark Henry wanting this to be fair. Lashley said he doesn't need MVP or Shelton, but he wants to beat Crews tonight without hurting him so he can take the U.S. title from him on Sunday. Crews said what happened to MVP at SummerSlam will happen to him at Payback. But first he'll beat him at an arm wrestling contest. Lashley wore a suit, but took off his jacket just before locking up with Apollo. Henry started hurrying him along. Lashley pointed at Henry's face and started mouthing off to Mark Henry. He put his arm in place. Crews surprised Lashley by stomping on his foot and then snapping his own arm down. Crews celebrated as Lashley protested to Henry. Saxton and Crews. So Saxton said Crews outsmarted Lashley. Lashley went after Crews, but Crews got away with the United States Championship. I love how Ryan Satin, Justin LeBar, and Baron Corbin said the fans, all they do is complain here. I love all three of these guys saying all the fans do is fucking complain. We don't have a right to complain about this fucking abhorrent garbage on the show? I'd love for you to come up with a fucking narrative on why this made sense. Bunch of fucking clowns. No, but we don't have a right to complain, right? This was great television. Apollo Crews is on television. So it makes it good. Meanwhile, Vince McMahon ripped up a script at 7:30 p.m. Fucking United States time. I want this to be over. This should have been the match at SummerSlam, and Apollo Crews should already be sitting in fucking catering next to Dana Brooke. If this is the plan, get him off of fucking television. You clearly don't want him there. If this is the best you got, get him the fuck off. His time would be better spent away from television. I hope Cedric joins the Hurt Business, fucks over Apollo Crews, and we can move on. Move on. Then maybe we get Ricochet challenging for the United States title, but I'm not holding my breath. Backstage, Charlie Caruso interviewed Rey Mysterio, his wife Angie, and Dominik. Rey said whatever happens tonight, he's proud of his son. Angie was speaking in Spanish. Rey said Dominik faced one of the most dangerous superstars and gave him hell. He said he was proud. Caruso asked if he was nervous. Dominik said he was absolutely terrified, but he knew no matter what, he had his family in his corner, and that gave him the courage to do what he had to do. Rey said someday Seth will have a family of his own, and he'll know what he put his family through. Rey said he turned into a man last night and someone he had never seen before. Rey said it's not about winning or losing. He said he's proud of his son for standing there after the pain he was in after last night. Rey told him he loves him so much, and tonight will be a great night. He said he'll be damned if Seth ruins this. He said Seth talks about the future of Raw. Well, Seth, you're looking at it. I don't understand why we could not wait until Payback to get this tag team match. WWE wanted to load this show up in the eyes of the casual fans. Jesse's texting me right now. I think he's in the chat. We'll get to it when we talk about what happened at the end of the show. But apparently 3 likely identified members of Retribution tonight. I don't know why this match was happening on Monday Night Raw. WWE wanted to load this show up to make it feel important, and it ended up absolutely being one of the worst shows of the year. I don't know why none of this could have just been off the show. I don't know why you couldn't wait to get this on Payback. All you need to do is tell the story. You told the story coming out of SummerSlam last night about what had happened at the end of the match. All you had to do was book the match for Payback. WWE had to give it to us tonight and give us the pairing of Dominik and Rey on a fucking Monday Night Raw instead of a pay-per-view. Now the appeal of the match is pretty much out the window because you gave it away already instead of saving it for the fucking pay-per-view like you should have. Natalya and Lana were in the middle of the ring. Jesus Christ. At this point, I was in the Thunderdome. I legitimately shut the Thunderdome off. I exited my stream and exited the feed. I couldn't even take it. I did not even get into the Sasha and Asuka match. I didn't. Natalya and Lana were in the middle of the ring. Lana was talking about Natalya. Natalya said she'll get her own Hall of Fame induction someday, and I'm sure it'll be just as boring as your in-ring ability. But tonight they are paying tribute to Mickie James, a true trailblazer in WWE. Likely every great trial, her trial ends. Lana said they tried to elevate her. She said she's been riding their coattails for a while. Natalya said that they're retiring the chick with the kick. Nobody laughed. Natalya said she put in a lot of work for tonight's highlight video of Mickie's career. Nothing played. They laughed. And there was no career highlights for Mickie James. Mickie ran out and shoved Natalya down. Then she kicked Lana down and she smiled and left. And that was it. So Mickie James in a return to WWE, folks. What a waste of fucking time, man. What a colossal waste of fucking time is Mickie James in WWE. But I guess that's what happens when you're married to Nick Aldis. And Nick Aldis and Bruce Pritchard were feuding, going back and forth. So now he's taking it out on his wife. What a waste. Mickie James, how many years you got left on that contract? You would fit beautifully in AEW. Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin wanted to go into Raw Underground, which I don't even know why it's still a thing. Raw Underground is still a thing, folks. Lashley said he wants to fight someone tonight because Apollo Crews cheated at arm wrestling. So Raw Underground began right at the 10 o'clock hour. And then Lashley beat up some fucking no-name scrub, tapped him out. Dolph Ziggler stepped up, squared off with Lashley. Ziggler went for a single leg takedown. Lashley out-wrestled him and kicked him in the ribs. Ziggler poked Lashley in the eye, then applied a sleeper. Lashley broke free, then shoved Ziggler out of the ring on top of everybody standing there. MVP and Shelton Benjamin threw another no-name bum into the ring. Lashley kicked him in the shoulder blade, knocked him down. Lashley threw him out of the ring. Shane asked if anyone else wanted a piece of Lashley. So, I love how WWE likes to portray Shelton Benjamin hanging around with the 24/7 title and running away from ninjas and fucking doing the whole 24/7 title ninja shit with Akira Tozawa. Then they want to put them in this shit and make them look like badasses. Don't you know that what you do every single time you put him in the 24/7 title shit, you're making moments and segments like this absolutely meaningless? Meaningless. Ridiculous. I don't even know why Raw Underground is still a thing. It's not helping the show. It doesn't even look like it belongs. What is the point of it? Unless we get Brock Lesnar now coming back like we got Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Maybe he walks on in to Raw Underground one day that Bobby Lashley is there. Even at that point, are you going to be excited about it? This shit is fucking terrible. Randy Orton versus Keith Lee. This barely even had any time to it. It went like 3 minutes. Giving away a big-time match for Keith Lee right away, unnecessarily. So Keith Lee leapfrogged over Orton, showing some of that athleticism. Orton backed away, looked up at Lee as if he was impressed that the big man can move like that in his fucking basketball shorts. Lee caught Orton's punch. Orton went for a punch. Lee caught him. Big right hand, caught his right hand, shoved him out of the ring. Lee went after him at ringside. Orton shoved him into the ring post. Orton stomped away at Lee's hands. He went for a cover. Lee kicked out at 1. So he went right to working that methodical style on Keith Lee. Went for a chin lock, a headlock. What else? What else would Randy Orton go for? It's the only submission move he knows. Orton shifted into a sleeper. Lee escaped and crossbody blocked Orton. Orton grabbed his arm in pain. Lee shoulder checked Orton down. Orton rolled out of the ring to regroup. Lee went right after him. Lee threw Orton back into the ring. Orton caught Lee coming back in, gave him a draping DDT. Orton then stalked him like he usually does, pounded on him, dissecting him, going for an RKO. Drew came out of nowhere. Drew McIntyre came out of nowhere and yanked Orton out of the ring and threw him around ringside. Orton ran away through the timekeeper's area to the back, and Drew was steaming mad after what had happened. So Drew McIntyre received 2 punt kicks and then came out and was fuming about Randy Orton. But Randy Orton gave punt kicks to legitimately everybody and laid everybody out. And Drew McIntyre takes 2 in one night and gets up and comes back and chases Randy Orton off. Why would you deliver the punt kick if Drew McIntyre was going to come out and pretty much be walking after the punt kick? Doesn't that delegitimize the punt kick? Doesn't that make the punt kick look like a regular maneuver? I don't really get it. So you're humanizing the punt kick for what? In a match with Keith Lee and Randy Orton that shouldn't even happen, for what? Why is Keith Lee in this Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre feud? For what? I don't understand anything that's going on here. So after the end of the match, Drew McIntyre was interviewed by Caruso. He says he respects Lee, but he doesn't need him fighting his battles. Drew turned to the camera and was about to address Orton, but Orton attacked him from behind and gave him another punt kick. 3 punt kicks. 3 punt kicks. I thought WWE was protecting the punt kick. Apparently they're not. Especially not if Drew McIntyre's getting up from 2. But the third one put him down. Charlie Caruso then was standing outside the trainer's room. She said, Drew McIntyre is inside. She overheard there might be a skull fracture and potentially a bleeding brain, which could be a career-ending situation. She will update everybody as the show goes on. So that's that. So I don't really understand. And then they ended up booking Randy Orton versus Keith Lee, by the way. They ended up booking Randy Orton versus Keith Lee at Payback. So now Keith Lee is thrown into a program that he doesn't really need to be in, seeking payback against Randy Orton because Randy Orton hurt his friend Drew McIntyre. So that's what they're doing. That's what they thought was the best idea for Keith Lee on his debut night on Monday Night Raw. You're putting Keith Lee in a match. I don't see how this ends, really. I don't get. WWE booked themselves in a corner here. I don't see how this ends. Keith Lee's in a match with Randy Orton. Keith Lee needs to win. You would assume Keith Lee needs to win his debut fucking match, right? Just throwing that out there. Randy Orton is not going to lose 2 pay-per-views in a row, right? Especially for somebody challenging for the WWE Championship, right? So you booked a match between Keith Lee, who needs to win, Randy Orton, who needs to win. Who the fuck is going to win? If you don't have a winner, why the fuck are we getting the match to begin with? Oh, that's right. It gives Keith Lee something to do. Everybody wants to say, oh, this gives Keith Lee a plan. Looks like they had a plan for Keith Lee on the main roster. This reeks of no plan. Because if you had a plan, you wouldn't be putting him in a fucking no-win situation. The other thing I heard, well, JD, what if Drew McIntyre comes back from the hospital and he causes Randy Orton to lose? What, so you further no-sell the punt kick? They just said he took 3 punt kicks, has a skull fracture, and a possible career-ending situation. And you want him to come out of the hospital and ruin the match for Randy Orton? Is WWE that fucking stupid? I thought that they were stupid, but are they this fucking stupid? What do you do here? Why is Keith Lee in this situation? I go back to what I said at SummerSlam. Why didn't Randy Orton win the fucking WWE title if this is what you wanted to do? Why? Why? I don't get it. You could have had Keith Lee come out and be his first challenger for the WWE Championship. Build him a couple of wins. Leave Drew McIntyre laying at the end of SummerSlam. If you wanted to do the punt kick situation, have Keith Lee debut on SummerSlam and make the save. Don't book Lee versus Orton for the title immediately. Have Orton sit out, or have Orton do what he's got to do on Monday, or have McIntyre sit out for a month. Have him come back. When you get the title match, you cause a fucking DQ. McIntyre comes to save Keith Lee and ruin Randy Orton and get his revenge after the 3 fucking punt kicks. But this is what they want to do. This makes sense. This makes sense. Putting Keith Lee in a payback match against Randy Orton that is completely unnecessary. Yet I'm the one who fucking complains. Yet I get LeBar, I got fucking Satan, and I got Baron Corbin complaining that we complain. Meanwhile, the writing is absolutely egregious. It is fucking embarrassing. It's pathetic. It's shameful. It is absolutely shameful. Nobody feels special anymore. Drew McIntyre is going to leave the hospital with a fucking skull fracture to come and ruin Randy Orton's day at Payback. Let me see that. Just like Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, the punt kick will be dead. But here I am. I'm supposed to believe that the punt kick is the most devastating move in the WWE. Sure it is. The most devastating move in WWE is Vince McMahon's fucking pen hitting paper. That's the most devastating move in WWE. One stroke buries them all. Undefeated is Vince McMahon's fucking pen. Fuck out of here. Absolutely ridiculous. From one thing that doesn't make sense to the other. Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Lumberjack match. Why is this match necessary? I'd love for someone to explain to me why this is necessary tonight. What did Sasha Banks do last night that she deserves a rematch against Asuka? Or was this one of Vince McMahon's fucking grand plans when he ripped up the script at 7:30? How does anybody I love Sasha. I love Mercedes more than anybody, man. Seriously. But I mean, Jesus Christ. How can anybody justify this woman getting another title shot immediately after she just lost the Raw Women's title? And a lumberjack match of all matches. Lumberjack matches are fucking terrible. They are so garbage in every sense of the word. Asuka wins this match to retain the Raw Women's Championship because, of course, she would. Sasha Banks, unnecessarily in this match. Nobody expected Sasha Banks to win this match. I don't even know why they even attempted to have this match again, because the match that they had last night was great. Then you come out here and do it again with lumberjack situations. Asuka gave Sasha a running knee. Bayley started shoving Natalya at Asuka. Asuka was walking towards her. Asuka shoved Lana. Bayley shoved more wrestlers in between her and Asuka. Then attacked Asuka. Back in the ring, Sasha leapt off the top rope, landed a Eddie Guerrero frog splash. Sasha called for help from Bayley. She grabbed the chair. Baszler yanked on Bayley's leg to stop her. Asuka then put Sasha in an Asuka lock, and Sasha tapped out for a second night in a row. Folks, I'm sick of the fucking just illogical garbage. Why was Sasha in this match, and why did Sasha need to tap out again? Sasha and Asuka is done. It's done. Sasha and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship is done. The Tag Team Championships should be the main issue now. It should be Sasha and Bayley versus Shayna and Nia Jax. That should be the fucking situation that they built. Even though Nia Jax doesn't belong there, it should be Asuka. Sasha and Asuka have nothing to do with each other. I don't understand why this match had to be made tonight. All you needed to do was book the tag team title match and do whatever you did here on Sunday at Payback. Why does Sasha have to lose at SummerSlam? Why does Sasha have to lose on Raw? Why does Sasha have to lose at Payback? She didn't need to lose 3 times. She could have lost only twice. SummerSlam, where she needed to drop the Raw Women's title, and then Sunday at Payback, where she drops the tag team titles. And then we're off to the running. So you did something that was obviously irrelevant to the entire situation tonight. Asuka gets a clean victory. Great! She got a victory at SummerSlam. Asuka needs a vacation until a new opponent is lined up. She didn't need to beat Sasha because Sasha doesn't get another title match for losing. The rematch clauses are done. Now, but you opted to have her tap out twice when it didn't need to happen. Illogical garbage. Love it. There was an ambulance driving away with Drew McIntyre inside. Charlie Caruso said due to the possible severity of the injury, doctors didn't want to take any chances. She said Drew will undergo more evaluations. Keith Lee was interviewed. Sounded like he was fucking cutting a sermon at church. One thing that needs to change on the main roster, man. Where's the Keith Lee? Where's the Keith Lee that we got with Karrion Kross? Where Kross was stalking him and taking out all of his friends. When he was getting burned with fucking contracts in the eyes. Where's that Keith Lee? Keith Lee coming over here, he's speaking as if he's fucking standing amongst all churchgoers on a Sunday afternoon. I don't want to hear somebody cut a sermon via a promo. I want somebody that's going to fucking give me an intense promo about Randy Orton taking out his good friend Drew McIntyre. Where's the intensity? Where's the revenge? Where's the hate? No, but we're getting him cut Sunday Mass. Yes, the Lord be with you and also with you. Praise be to God. Am I getting Sermon Lee or am I getting Keith Lee looking for fucking payback? Which one is it? Which one is it? This guy's on his way to being buried on the main roster after night 1. Raw Underground, Cedric was battling Bobby Lashley. Lashley applied a cross arm breaker. MVP had to pull him off. MVP pulled him off. Maybe he didn't want Cedric to be that hurt because maybe he's thinking Cedric's going to end up joining. I don't know. Ivar jumped in. Shelton tackled him. Eric joined in. All of them brawled. Shane said business is booming for the Hurt Business, and they'd see what happens next week. This is an absolute... Dude, we get fucking 2 minutes of Raw Under... It's a waste of time. It legitimately is a waste of time. Pastor Lee. People in the chat are saying. Pastor Lee. Let us pray. Lord be, praise be to God. Main event was Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy versus Dominik and Rey Mysterio. This ended in a no contest because of Retribution coming on out. Let me look at the dirt sheets. Let me see if anything has leaked as far as news on Retribution. Nothing yet. So I'll go over what I got texted here. The tag team match that should have been at Payback happened on Monday Night Raw. So Dominik springboarded into Murphy. He looked good here in this match again. Dominik looks very good. I will give him that. He gave Murphy a tornado DDT. Seth broke up the cover. Seth was gloating the Mysterios at ringside. Murphy clipped Dominik's leg from behind as Seth distracted him. Dominik fought back, tagged Rey back in. Rey set up for the 619 on Seth. Murphy tagged himself in. Murphy rolled up Rey. I love that. He didn't see it. Rey Mysterio did not see that blind tag from Buddy Murphy. I really like that spot. Murphy rolled up Rey from behind for a 2 count. Rey set up Murphy for a 619, tagged in Dominik, so they did a double 619. The lights began to flicker. That delayed Dominik's top rope dive, so Seth shoved him down. Rey went after Seth. Retribution entered the ring. Seth ran out immediately with Murphy. They surrounded Dominik. Rey ran in to help Dominik. They swarmed both Rey and Dominik. Seth watched with a smile as they beat down the Mysterios. They slid Rey out of the ring. They stomped away at Dominik. They picked up Rey on the outside and threw him into the ring post like a lawn dart. Seth and Murphy continued to watch and laugh. 6 Retribution members stood on the ring apron and looked down at Rey and Dominik as the show ended with Retribution. Jesse texted me saying that Dominik Dijakovic, Caden Carter, and Mia Yim likely identified tonight in Retribution. I know there was one big guy. There was a glimpse of one of the bigger guys in Retribution. The way he was walking looked very similar to what Dijakovic does, and his posture and his stance and his walk. I'm like, one of those guys has to be Dijakovic after all the rumors. I don't know who the other guy was. The other guy was a little shorter, but equally as big as Dijakovic. Mia Yim, there was 2 females. One, Jesse says, was Mia Yim, and the other one was Caden Carter. Lacey Lane from NXT. I don't know why they would call her up, if that's the thing. Mia Yim, I could absolutely see being called up because she's dating Keith Lee. And they don't usually like, WWE usually doesn't like breaking up couples. So if Keith Lee made the main roster, I'm assuming Mia Yim is going to join him. So I could see that happening as well. But what do they have to be feuding with the WWE over? Well, what are they seeking retribution against? I heard some really out there theories, man, about Retribution. Could be Roman Reigns after what Roman Reigns did at SummerSlam. People are saying Roman Reigns is the leader of Retribution. I highly doubt it. Everybody's saying Roman's heel. I highly doubt it. If there's any time to experiment with a Roman heel turn, it's now, being that they're not doing live business. It's not really going to make a difference as far as what he's portrayed as on TV, a heel or a babyface. So if you want to turn him heel, God bless you. Go for it. Could have did it 3 or 4 times over already. But being that there's no live business, turning Roman Reigns heel might actually be a good thing. WWE might actually experiment with that. I'd like to see it, but I highly doubt it. Another out there situation with Retribution is maybe they're led by Paul Heyman. Maybe Paul Heyman is leading Retribution for what had happened to him. I highly doubt that as well. That's well beyond WWE's creative ability. Seriously. But WWE's running into a brick wall with this Retribution shit. I don't even think WWE knows what to do anymore. WWE has had Retribution come out and attack random fucking people. First it's SmackDown, then it's Raw, Molotov cocktails, they're destroying the Performance Center inside and out. They attacked Braun Strowman. They attacked Rey Mysterio and Dominik tonight. They didn't show up at SummerSlam. That's what got people talking about Roman Reigns. Did the leader of Retribution show up and do the job, and he didn't need his gang of members? That's what people were saying about Roman Reigns. Again, I highly doubt it. But they're targeting willy-nilly. They're targeting random people that don't even make sense. You can't even piece together why they're strategically attacking who they're attacking. They come out when they want. It's the same fucking attack every single time. They're running into a fucking brick wall with this concept. They don't know what they want to do. The way they're portrayed, it just shows you WWE doesn't have a fucking clue or plan on where they want to go. WWE doesn't even know who's in the group yet. I said this last week. They need to unmask somebody. They need to start unmasking these fucking people. They need to start giving us the reason why they are here. What do they want? What is their reason for being here? Because the more you do these random fucking unnecessary attacks that tell absolutely nothing of a story, people are going to lose interest. People are going to lose interest in Retribution, if not already. They need to unmask somebody. They need to give me a reason why they are here. What do they want? And it better be good, too. Depending on what we've seen tonight, seeing what we've seen tonight, I doubt WWE has any logical reason for this shit making sense. Because this entire 3-hour show did not make any sense whatsoever. We exposed WWE tonight. After a good SummerSlam show, in my opinion, a good SummerSlam show, this is what they followed up with? Vince has some fucking issues, man. Vince has some fucking issues. Get the fuck out of office and give that job to somebody. Leave the creative writing to somebody that knows what the fuck they are doing. Because it clearly ain't Vince McMahon. Guys, that is the Monday Night Raw review. I got almost 1,900 people in here. Thank you guys so very much. We're going to go over some super chats right now. Hit that thumbs up. If you're heading on out of here, we need another 200 or so likes for 1,000. I would really appreciate that. Everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up. And let's go over these super chats, man. Let's go over these super chats. We got a big one in here. We got a $100 one in here somewhere, I know. Papo Jr., $2 super chat. They changed Keith Lee's music. Why? What the fuck? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm disgusted. I really am. They stripped him. They stripped Keith Lee of his identity, for sure. Daniel Easter Day, $2 super chat. What's up, man? So glad I did not watch. I'm glad you didn't watch either, man. P Mac, $1. Thanks, brother. Gregory Benson, $9.99. So we're getting Nia and Shayna versus Sasha and Bayley for the tag team titles at Payback. Oh joy, oh joy. Something I cannot wait to not watch, especially when Nia Jax is in the ring. Doesn't even make sense. Last week they had Asuka and Shayna beats Sasha and Bayley. Now it's Nia. As of last week, didn't even count. He also says, of course, All-Star, best thing ever. Or best thing I ever ate on Food Network while Guy Fieri was taking me to Flavortown Onyx, USA Onyx, or on my TV. Guy Fieri, take me to Flavortown, USA Onyx. That's exactly what they are, man. Guy is the real demo god. He also says Nia Jax loves Titus's fried chicken and mashed potatoes and the vanilla ice cream with the blueberry cobbler for dessert. Man, you're making me hungry. Oh my God, these greens, $4.99 super chat. Can't wait for Thursday with live fans back in attendance. AEW Dynamite. It's going to show you how it's really done. Away from the Thunderdome. Jacob Donnelly with $5 super chat. Can this show get any worse? No. No. They hit the bottom of the barrel and they're still at the bottom of the barrel. Matthew with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, bro. Papo Jr., $2 super chat. This show felt like last-minute changes. That's what happens. Vince showed up at 7:30, ripped up the whole script. There was no script going into Monday Night Live on the USA Network. Matthew, $1.99. Keith Lee music change. LOL. It's exactly what it was. I don't know what the fuck kind of music it was. It totally did not fit Keith Lee whatsoever. I hope there's a goddamn petition. I hope Triple H speaks to him and say, what the fuck are you doing, really, old man? This is what you did for your birthday? You changed Keith Lee's music? Why? Why? KC 4L Wrestling Takes, $5 super chat. Bro, I told everyone and their mama what was to come for Keith Lee on my channel on Saturday. Dude's career is completely over. Listen, the illogical booking at Payback, I wouldn't say his career is over, but he's not going to be the Keith Lee that we fell in love with in NXT. Everybody gets ruined on the main roster, bro. Everybody. Triple H creates, Vince McMahon kills. Very simple concept. JP, $5 super chat. 3 words describe Monday Night Garbage. Illogical, nonsensical, and pointless. You ask who writes this? He's an old man who kills his show for fun. I don't know what goes through his head. I don't know why he felt the need to rip up the script. Seriously, this is what you pay people to do. Write for you. What the fuck does he want? And then people expect us not to complain? Shy God 97 199. Will you be making We Are Live shirts? If the concept is good, I'll make the shirts, bro. Get on it, Salrex. The OTS family has spoken. Mark Spira, $5 super chat. You know Raw was garbage when Chris Benoit in the crowd was the only thing I remember. Thanks for being the only honest reviewer in the IWC. Chris Benoit was not the only one in the crowd. Apparently, there was a virtual fan displaying an image from a KKK rally at the end of Raw. People are getting really fucking creative out there. Seriously. Unreal. WWE had to expect this. They had to expect all of this happening inside the Thunderdome, man. So sad. Bradley Robinette. What the hell does Retribution even want? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I talk Fortnite with a $100 bomb. Wow, bruh. I talk Fortnite with a $100 bomb, man. Hopefully you're in the chat, brother. I Talk Fortnite has 687,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. I needed to go check what the number was. He's a big-time deal on YouTube here. Hey, JD, I've been watching you for years now, and I want to thank you for your podcast. You make driving so entertaining. Appreciate you speaking out on your opinions on everything. Keep it up, man. Brother, thank you so much, and I wish you nothing but continued success on what you're doing over there, brother. Thank you so much, man. The OTS community, man, amazes me every single day. Really. With who I find out listens to the show and who I know who listens to the show. It's crazy, man. It's unbelievable. Riley Parvin with a $5 super chat. If there's one thing I live for, it's the Raw review every week. Thank you for keeping up the good work, JD. You've been constant for years. I appreciate that, man. Fuck everybody else in the community. They don't know what the hell is going on. I feel like I'm the only bright one in the entire community when it comes to this shit. 100 more likes, guys. Let's get those thumbs up. 100 more likes for 1,000. Gorilla Press with a $5 super chat. Gorilla Press is here live with OTS. What's up, man? Jay Riddick, 199. Keith Lee's new music sounds like Brock's. Does it? I tried to tune it out when I heard it. Quintendo, 499. What's up with Keith Lee's attire? Wearing a vest and a skirt looking like a cheerleader. Is Keith Lee gonna lose already on Sunday? Come on. There he is in the chat. I Talk Fortnite. What's up, brother? Appreciate the dedication as well. Love all you do. Thank you so much, man. Truly the MVP of the chat. I Talk Fortnite. Quintendo, I don't know, man. Is he gonna lose? I would not be surprised. Just goes back to the narrative of Vince McMahon taking everything that Triple H has done in NXT and really kind of breaking it down and kind of rebuilding it when he wants in his own image. It sucks, man. It's a fucking embarrassment. It really is. Nothing is special to these people. Nothing. No one and nothing is special to these people. Kirsten, $10 super chat. What's ridiculous is half of the internet fans they spoke on are literally the ones defending the WWE's terrible booking. Like it's their own name in the comments. Fuck them all, dude. Seriously, fuck them all. The one thing I'll hang my hat on every single week is I've built something here that everyone in the community wishes they had. You go look up and down the IWC, man. Everybody can say what they want about me, but they cannot take away what I've done here. With no help at all from anybody else in the community. I built a fan base that loves what I do and is dedicated to what I do here. Meanwhile, everybody else is fucking rubbing elbows and fucking sucking dick to get ahead and make fucking comrades and friends with everybody. Meanwhile, I couldn't give a shit about that. If you want to work with me, you come and work with me. I got a nice core group of people that know what I do and how I am and who I am, and that appreciate what I do and know the fucking hard work that I go through. Seriously. Cool Jags, $4.99. Thank you, man. Jacob Donnelly, $5. Don't know if you watched it yet, but AEW's ending was awesome. This Thursday show looks stacked. We did, man. Jesse and I watch it. We'll talk about it on Thursday night, live. Jesse and I will talk about Dynamite. We'll go over that unbelievable ending with Cody and Brody Lee. Christopher Elliott, $2. Live here on OTS, best podcast in the IWC. Damn right, motherfucker. Thank you, Christopher. Cool Jags, $4.99. What kind of show was that? Absolutely pathetic. Keith Lee is buried. I repeat, buried on the main roster already. Vince needs to go now. Vince is going to outlive us all, man. Jose, $5. So they can't handle a rap song as an entrance, right? Why won't they let anyone just be themselves anymore? Screw this show. Love OTS, though. They stripped Keith Lee of his identity. It is gone, folks. It is what Vince McMahon wants it to be. Keith Lee is limited, not limitless. Jericho, 8131, $10 super chat. Makes you wonder, is Adam Cole really going to be undisputed? Is Adam Cole going to be undisputed? Yeah, he'll be undisputedly buried. For sure. Jericho, 8131. WWE is the only company I know that lets their employees constantly insult fans for criticizing the product. From Rollins to Corbin. It's like a cult and it makes me sick. The whole WWE makes me sick. Of course, they don't give a fuck. They want to come off as being, oh my God, genuine and fucking saint-like. Yeah, you got fucking clowns like Braun Strowman who just insinuate calling me and everybody else geeks and fucking talking about Hot Pockets. Give me a break. Sticking up for the bullying campaigns, right? But all they do is bully. The entire company's a crock of shit, man. Disingenuous fucks. Most of them. T-Dog. Thank you so much, man. Aaron, $9.99. WWE literally makes me nauseous. Thank goodness for AEW, JD. Thanks for the continuous entertainment. Your live podcast shows are impressive. I love supporting real passion. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. T-Dog with another $2 super chat. So, how bad was it this week? I'm still here, man. That's how fucking bad it is. Brian Beaver. Thunderdome, more like Blunderdome. Haha. Wilhelm Rupenshire with a 666 super chat. I was asking what is best for the fans and wrestlers who put their health on the line misconstrued as toxic negativity. You're on point 100%. I have no idea, man. Fuck him, I say. Fuck him. The greatest fan became a member. Thank you so much, brother. David Works, $2 super chat. As of August 24, AEW is the best wrestling promotion. As of August 24? As of October 4th, 2019. Gregory Benson, $4.99. Can we get Vince, Bruce, and Kevin Dunn to just go away forever, JD? I wish, if I could. Snap my fingers. I'd do it for you guys in a heartbeat. Brass man. Hey, JD, what happened with AOP? Were they supposed to be with Seth Rollins too or no? I think one of them is hurt. which means WWE needs to keep the other off TV because it's too tough to book TV for just a half of a tag team. Dargo, $7.99 Australian. How would you rate Raw Underground tonight? Also, are you going to put out a SummerSlam commemorative t-shirt? Or SummerScam commemorative t-shirt? I don't know, Salrex, are we doing that? Might be too late for that. It might be too late for that, man, but who knows? Who knows might still buy it. Maybe we'll get something up. How would I rate Raw Underground? Irrelevant. Unnecessary. Get it off the fucking show. I don't even know why it's still a thing. EJ Cartagnia, $9.99. They didn't even change Keith Lee's music to something good. His new music sounds like a generic theme they used to play for jobbers back in the early 2000s. And for what? No reason for it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Station Keo, $5. UE theme on the main roster will be something like American Male's theme from WCW. At this point, I don't even want them on the main roster. JD23 with a $5 super chat. The guy standing in the middle of Retribution in the last segment of Raw looked like Dominik Dijakovic to me. What do you think? I think so as well. Telling you, the way he stood and the way he walked when Dominik was in the ring looked like Dominik Dijakovic. Greg Henderson with a $30 super chat, man. Hey, JD, much love to you and your family. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Greg. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you and your family are well and safe. Cal L with a super chat. $5. JD, thanks for watching this for me because I can't take it. I haven't watched this shit, honestly, for like 5 years. Man, I must be doing something right if you're still here and you haven't watched for 5 years. Thank you so much, man. Rage Hole became a new member. Thank you so much, man. Justin Strippin with $9.99 super chat. I just read that half of the WWE's management hates the Retribution faction and half loves the faction. It's probably Vince McMahon's side that loves it and Triple H's side that hates it. The booking of Retribution has been marred by arguments within the company backstage. Goes to show you why the company hasn't done anything with them to make them seem appealing. Unmask them already. Indigo, $2. Hey, GD, much respect, always exposing the fakes, which is most of the community, bro. Matthew, $2.99. Thoughts on Ciampa's return? If Cross is injured, you might be looking at Daddy holding Goldie again. If not, it's going to be Ciampa versus Cross for the title. Eric Benson, $1.99. I will love to see Roman Reigns as a heel. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Larry Lockett, $2. Please tell Dominik to give his fit back to Ali. Imagine that. Dominik looking like Ali. Ali's not even on TV. Dominik looks like fucking D'Lo Brown without outfit. Seth Rollins had some nice gear last night. Shout out to Mikaze, who usually designs the outfits. He did a great job with that one. Probably designed Dominik as well. Larry Lockett, $2. Tell Dominik to give back Ali his attire. Yeah. Absolutely. Man, I love Ali. Raouf Wildfire, $4.99. Triple H taking over for WWE when Vince is gone? Nah. I see him leaving it to the Beaver or other clowns. You can tell he doesn't trust Triple H. I don't know why. I think Triple H does a great job. Mad Jack, $2 super chat. JD, I just wanted to say I appreciate you. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate you, man. Stu Sexton, what's up, brother? Thank you for making my night at work go by a lot faster listening to your live streams. I appreciate you, man. Antonio, $4.99. JD, Kingdom Hearts is more entertaining than Raw and SmackDown. Kingdom Hearts is great. Love me some Kingdom Hearts. $4.99. EJ. FYI, my last name is pronounced Cartagena. Cartagena. Hope I got that right, man. You don't have to super chat me again. You can let me know in the chat. I'm a goon. Sorry I fucked up your name. Thank you for $4.99 though. And Edgar Estrada with a $20 super chat, man. What's up, brother? My wife got me to stop watching WWE. Fuck them. Your truth rants make my week. Can't wait for AEW Dynamite. Who's going to be the next AEW Tag Team Champions, in your opinion? Much love, JD. Thanks for all your dedication. Wood. I'm going with the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks are going to pin FTR. I think the Bucks are going to pin somebody else in that tag team match. I think it's going to be the Bucks versus Omega and Hangman. And I think Hangman leaves, joins FTR. We start to see the formation of the new four horsemen in AEW. We get a rematch from Revolution. Kenny probably goes heel. I don't know, man. I can't see FTR getting the title match at All Out yet. I can't. It's too soon. So I'm going with the Bucks. Anthony Gaston, what the fuck you saying about WWE? They fucking blow, bro. Get out of my chat. Go fuck yourself. They suck! Guys, I'm getting out of here, man. What a live stream. Holy shit, man. I don't know how I do this to myself. Thank you for making this the #1 stream in the entire community. Again, we are on a hot streak, man. A hot streak. OTS is hot right now. Thank you guys so very much for all your support. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Twitter and Instagram. 31,000 followers on Twitter. Awesome shit there. Instagram as well. Check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. SummerSlam review is live. TakeOver review is live. Off the Script 340 live on the channel. More content coming this week, depending on what the news is. Everything you need is linked down below. Go and get your t-shirts. IWC Savior, JD's Negan t-shirts, bonfire.com. Link for that is down below. Mouthmasker.com. Get your mask and face coverings. OTS masks. Mouthmasker.com/OTS. Support the channel. Go and get your Harry's. Harry's.com/script. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And most importantly, man, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And hit that thumbs up, man. We are 27 away from 1,000 likes. Let's do it, man. Thank you guys so very much. And I'll see you all on Wednesday night live for NXT. Mark it down. I'll be live with Jesse talking about NXT live from Full Sail University. Thank you for making this #1 again tonight, guys. I love you. And I'll see you all on Wednesday. I'll probably be on Twitch tomorrow. I downloaded PGA 2K21. So I got a new golf career ahead of me. I'll probably be on Twitch with that Fall Guys tomorrow. So join me over there, man. Love you. I'll see you later.